2 weeks later, the creatine came. I was seriously excited about this because this was going to make me jacked like the guys in the gym who are in their like 20s and 30s and been training for a decade or more. Hey guys, this is Gavin from Health and Performance. Welcome to Training Tales from 1994, where we're making bro science before the bros even existed. So yeah, I guess my first experience with creatine monohydrate. So you got to remember, this is 1994. There's no internet. Information is scarce at best, and we're basically reliant on bodybuilding magazines. I think there's two main ones that I picked up. One was called Muscle Media 2000, which was the sciencey one because it had graphs in it, so that was cool. And then the second one was, I think it was just called Muscle Mag or something like this. It's like a British one. It just had pictures of bodybuilders and their insane workouts. And so, you got to remember, I'm 15 years old at this point. I think I've got like a part-time job, 2 evenings a week, making about 10 pounds a week or something like this. So see, the first sort of launch of creatine as a supplement you can use, and it's going to give you amazing gains and all the rest of it. So there I am, 15 years old, filling out the application form in the magazine, cutting it out, because it's all mail order. And then at the time, I think my mum and dad weren't really too keen on me going to the gym and all this lifting weights business, because I was playing like wholesome sports like soccer and rugby and track and field and hockey and stuff like this. So this whole lifting weights at the gym, they weren't too sure about this. So there's no way I was going to ask them to write me a check, because you've got to send in a check or what was called a postal order. I don't know if you even have those anymore. So there I am at the post office with my postal order for, I don't know how much it was, but it was a lot for me those days. Got the postal order, put the little cutout application form or order form in the envelope, wrote on the back and sent it off. There you go. 2 weeks later, the creatine came. I was seriously excited about this because this was going to make me jacked like the guys in the gym who are in their like 20s and 30s and been training for a decade or more. Because the gym I went to when I first started lifting weights was like a real gym with just bars, plates and dumbbells and benches, and that was it. And everyone was just like, there's none of this sort of cardio equipment or heart rate zones. You just went in and just annihilated yourself, came out, and that was the whole point of it. So so I had this tub of creatine. It was 100 grams. I think you get it in 100 gram or 250 gram containers, and I couldn't afford a 250 gram. So I'd actually sacrificed, I think it was maybe two or 3 months worth of tuna budget. Because again, mum and dad were kind of happy to feed me once you're killing the lifting weights thing. When I wanted to eat more protein, it didn't go down too well. Like, oh, it's rubbish, it's silly, it's nonsense. So I had to buy my own protein. So it was like tuna, because it's like 30p a can, whatever country you're in, 30 pence, 0.3 of a British pound back then. And so I had this creatine, and read on the back that you've got to load it for 5 grams for 10 days, and then go to a maintenance dose. 10 grams was the loading. Then you got a maintenance of 5 grams and this kind of thing. And I think back then it was just arbitrary numbers kind of thrown out. And there was a big sort of confusion / discussion about, should you take it warm? Because if you take it warm, then it'll spike it, whatever spike it was supposed to mean. And then if you take it with sugar, it'll spike it even more. So the recommendation was like, either take it in warm water, but it tasted gross, or you can put it in orange juice, which that makes absolutely no sense at all, because if you're gonna spike anything, orange juice isn't the thing you're gonna spike it with, because orange juice contains sucrose, a combination of glucose and fructose. Fructose isn't fast delivery, glucose is. So if anything, it should have been with glucose or dextrose, but orange juice it was. Again, I'm 15. And it's winter as well. It's the winter back end of the winter in 1994. So the house is freezing cold. So we never had central heating on because it cost too much. So the house is freezing cold, and it would take me about 20 minutes to get the temperature of the hot water right that I was adding to the orange juice with not my loading dose of creatine, but my 1 gram of creatine. So at 15 years old, you can't afford to load creatine. It's too expensive. So yeah, there I was. arsing around for 20 minutes trying to make sure it wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold, because it cooled down really quickly, making sure the orange juice was right, getting exactly the 1 gram of creatine, throwing it in. And of course I had to do this really quickly, so I had to get back from work, get back from school and then go to the gym straight away, because you had to take creatine straight before training so then you could use it properly. So that was my, this 1 gram of creatine. So my first experience of creatine was that it did nothing at all, because 1 gram isn't going to do anything, but I'd sacrificed my tuna budget, so I sacrificed 20-30 grams of protein a day for 1 gram of creatine that wasn't going to do anything. So that was my first experience of creatine monohydrate. Of course, we know today that you would load, starting around 0.33 grams per kilo of body weight for about 7 days, and then bring that down to 0.033 grams per kilo of body weight as like a maintenance dose, and moving maybe upwards from there, but you're starting there. But yeah, back in '94 we didn't know this, we just did it because it was going to make you jacked.